Welcome, everyone. It's fantastic to have you here for another episode of the Raider Ragu Show, brought to you by the They Follow from Burness Network. We're so excited to dive into today's topic with you. Our goal is always to bring you content that's not only engaging, but also leaves you with something valuable to think about. Thank you for being a part of our journey. We truly appreciate you tuning in and being with us.
What up, Raider Nation? Welcome in to another episode of the Raider Ragu Show. Yeah, I've been gone for a minute now. It's back to work. I took time off while other rappers got jerked. You know what I'm saying? Due to the fact that their rhymes was whack. Anyway, we got the schedule released today. I waited specifically for the day to get down with y'all. How y'all been? Everybody good? That's good. Before we get into it, man, we're going to tackle couple things today. The schedule, we're going to tackle some trade rumors and other goings on since the last time I hollered at you guys. But first, let me get a like, share, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let me get an auto download on either Spotify, Apple Pods, iHeartRadio, wherever you might get your pods. And let's not forget our sponsor, shebangboutique.com. That's SHEEBangboutique.com. Go over there and get your girl some fly. All right, guys. Schedule came out today. But before we get into that, I want to address some rumors about my main man, JPJ. So Jackson Powers Johnson, he is coming into his third year with the Raiders, and has been a subject of trade rumors as of late. It was mostly because some guy started the rumor on one of the various outlets, saying that, you know, the Raiders should perhaps move on from him. Now, Lincoln Kennedy brought up a good point. Why even talk about this subject? Because the guy is hurt bait. He's been hurt every year. So he's been in the league for 2 years. He's been hurt 2 years in a row. He had the concussion before he even got started in year one when AP was the coach. He eventually got on the field, got another concussion that year. And don't think I'm bashing JPJ, right? I'm not. I'm totally not bashing JPJ. But this is the facts. Then last year, he had a concussion. He came back and then broke the ankle, if I'm not mistaken, is what happened. Right? So he has been injury prone. So already knowing what we know or what we learning what we learned from the Max Crosby trade and him not passing the physical, quote unquote, why would anybody trade for JPJ with that injury history? That's first and foremost. So let's stop acting as if he has a market out there. This is the question that people should be asking. Nobody has asked this. Raider Ragu is going to be the first one to come with this. So please, John Spytech, if you come across this podcast or this video clip, please answer the question for me, right? And mention my name. You feel me? When you were with Tampa Bay, John Spytech, what was your ranking, you and your guy that's there now, that you guys were that you was texting back and forth with on draft day? Where did you guys have JPJ rated? Did you take him off the board because of the concussion history? Or just overall, what was your guys' take on JPJ? Because I know you scouted him. You guys scouted everybody. So that's the question that nobody asked John Spytek coming in about JPJ, right? And I'm asking that right now. Like, what was you guys' evaluation on JPJ coming out of Oregon when you were the assistant GM in Tampa Bay? That's my question to John Spytek. All right, so now, I don't think they'll be able to trade him because of the injury history. I don't think they should trade him because they need him. Plain and simple, they need him. They drafted the kid Trey Zone. They have Caleb Rogers. They obviously picked up Tyler, the center, in the free agency. And Colton Miller, although he's getting a little older and is injury prone himself, is there. Looks like is okay. He's gonna be starting off the season. Knock on wood, right? Because you got to get through training camp and all that. And then you got DJ Glaze over on the right side at tackle. I understand that the Raiders brought in a guy from the Canadian League that plays tackle as well, very athletic guy. If I'm not mistaken, he plays tackle, a bit undersized though for the NFL. They brought in another guard today, a few days ago. I won't even say a few days ago. This has been for a minute. A guy from San Francisco to shore up the offensive line. The guy they brought in a few days ago is Benito James. That's a defensive lineman, big old 325-pound guy, one of those stankies that I talk about that they needed. And this is a guy that they need. So now with Pegues, this guy, Benito James, and the guy, Brandon Cleveland, that they just drafted from NC State, that gives them three legitimate stankies in there that they can rotate in and out to play that nose tackle / nose D tackle, nose tackle, one technique, zero technique. That's going to be in Robbie's new defense. All right. But anyway, so they're going to need him. Even if they have him as a backup, he would be a high-quality backup along with Meredith and Charles Grant. If they decided to go with those guys that I just mentioned, right? Meredith, Charles Grant, the guy from the Canadian League, and JPJ would be backups in that scenario. Or we got the youngster, Zoom, ready for backup, and we got JPJ playing guard and Caleb Rogers playing guard with Tyler the center, Colton, and DJ. DJ, I know, had a bad year. They're talking about covering DJ up with a tight end more this year. You can look for that to happen for a bit of a better scheme fit. DJ, the former third-round pick out of Maryland. That is where Zone is picked. Zone also played tackle. All right. Maybe Zone comes in and challenges DJ Glaze for the right tackle. Perhaps. You never know. Then the guy that they got from San Francisco, this guy's name, I keep saying the guy that we got from San Francisco, so let me check out his roster, the roster. Because if you start Glaze and JPJ, Rogers, Tyler the center, Miller with Glaze, then your backups are Jordan Meredith at the guard. Then you have Spencer Burford. That's the guy who I was thinking of that comes from San Francisco. Right now they have Trace Woon listed as a guard. So maybe they could be thinking they got JPJ listed as guard center. So maybe they looking at JPJ as a guy that's going to back up all three of those guys. Or, I don't know, man, what they're thinking. We don't know. But I don't think that they can trade JPJ. That's my point. Nor do I think they should. Nor do I think they should trade him, to be honest with you guys. So now, going on with the schedule. And we're just going to get right into it. Let me pull it up. I did a live on this, but I wanted to be able to do a show on the podcast on the schedule, right? I haven't done a show in a while. It's been a little bit of stagnant. Nothing really has been going on and been a little busy. So time to tap back in. All right, let's go. Let's start off in the preseason, right? Because this year the preseason is going to be important. Preseason is going to be important. Reason why? We know why, right? All the new people on defense and this new guy that came in to play quarterback, you know. If you guys have been under a rock, right, you don't know who that is. His name is Fernando. All right, Fernando's coming in to play quarterback, the Heisman winner, national champion from Indiana. Number 1 pick overall, Fernando Mendoza, is going to be playing quarterback. So we want to see him. We want to see how he looks, right? Right away. We want to get a look at him against Arizona. It says a date, a TBD, Arizona, our second game preseason is August the 20th. And they have that with the Houston Texans. And then the Niners, looks like the Niners game is also TBD for the preseason game that we're going to play against the Niners. But however, that's the 3 preseason: Arizona, Houston, San Francisco. All right. Going to be very interesting because we want to see Fernando, see how he looks as a pro. His first time in the silver and black. Well, the Raider Nation will get a look at him, whether he plays one series or one quarter or one half. We get to see him in the preseason. So now, September 13th, starting off, Raiders open up the season at home against the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins got a lot of new moving parts, right? Just kind of like the Raiders do. They got the new coach. They got the new quarterback. They got a lot of new players that they gave up in free agency. They got a lot of turnover. They got a lot of young draft picks too, right? September 13th opener, Raiders open at home. Miami Dolphins. That is probably a winnable game, but we don't know. We don't know how the Raiders are going to look, how quickly the offense is going to take shape, how quickly the defense is going to take shape with the new defensive coordinator. This is the truth of the matter. All right, so Raider fans can take a little deep breath right here and pause. All right. The Raiders have a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, and a new defensive coordinator. All first time at that position. Right? All first timers. Kubiak's never been a head coach. Janoko's never been an OC. Robbie's never been a DC. Right? So this thing is going to take patience. It's going to take patience. We can reasonably believe that Kubiak's guys will get it done, right? But if we've been keeping it 1,000 while, we don't quite know what Robbie brings to the table as a decor yet, do we? We don't. I know defense is defense, football is football. We know some of his influences. But he's just been a D-line coach on Patrick Graham's defense for the last 4 years, man. That's all. We don't know. don't get mad at me for keeping it 1,000 wild. We don't know what Robbie can do as a decor, or even if he will even make it as a decor. I think he will. I think he'll be good eventually, but he might not just come right out the gate as just doing the smash up job at decor. He's got to learn himself, I think. Wouldn't you think? It's not that easy to just jump in and be decor. We'll see. It's not like he's not been around a defense or hasn't, been an intricate part of the defense. I think he had the title of run game coordinator with PG, but that's still different from being the guy, right? Being ready to call defense in a football game in the National Football League. It's different. So just be ready for all that, guys, even though some of these games look winnable and we are looking for improvement. Just be aware of that as we go through this. So now, next game I will be at, home game at LA Chargers at SoFi Stadium, the Raiders' second home. Even though they have not won there, the Raiders there's always way more Raider fans than Charger fans at SoFi. The Chargers are really San Diego's team. LA really is, they're being forced upon a new generation of kids and young people, and I guess ex-San Diegans that really love the lightning bolts that still stuck with them. And is there any of those people, are there any San Diego Charger fans that now are LA Charger fans? I would think so. Like, I was a LA Raider fan, but them moving back to Oakland and then subsequently to Vegas didn't make me not be a fan. So I guess most of the Charger fans are San Diego people, and they probably do make it down for the games because it's not that far. If you guys are familiar with LA San Diego area, that's only about like about a 2-hour drive. I was gonna say 90-minute drive, about a 2-hour drive. From San Diego up to LA to watch the Chargers play at SoFi. But anyway, yeah, that's the Raiders' home game. Even though we haven't won there, we'll have way more fans than the Chargers, and that's week 2. Week 3 is interesting, man. This team is interesting. The New Orleans Saints were decent last year. They damn near tried to sneak into the playoffs last year. They were a team that beat some people. They won some games that people didn't think they were going to win, and they are improved. As one of my folks that was in my live brought to my attention, they're improved. They got the dude Jordan Tyson from Arizona State, the receiver. He was like he might have been the top guy, but he had some injury issues. You know how when you got injury issues, they kind of want to stay away from you. But he still went extremely high. They took him in the first round. He probably would have went higher than that, like top 5, if it wasn't for the injuries. But Jordan Tyson is serious, and they got some big tall guy from the Canadian League that's supposed to be pretty nice, from what I understand. According to my guy that was in my live. Shout out to my guy that was in my live that said that. I didn't write your name down, so I can't go back to look right now, but you know who you are. So week 4, at home against the Chiefs. So now to end out the first quarter of the season, we got the Chiefs at home. The last time we played them and popped them was at home. Hopefully the Raider fans can show up and show out, have the stadium blacked out. Right? Don't have a bunch of Chiefs fans there, a bunch of red in the stadium. However, either way, the Raider football team needs to get it done at home versus Chiefs. And that rounds out the first 4 games of the season, the first quarter of the season, like John Gruden used to say. So Miami at home, Chargers at our second home in L.A., and travel to Saints and then back home to KC. So really, in the first 3 ball games, we only got 1 road game, and that's the Saints. Then we move on to the second half of the season. The second quarter of the season.
Thanks for tuning in to the Raider Ragu Show. Don't forget to download the show, like, comment, and subscribe for more Raiders content. Follow us on YouTube at Raider Ragu for updates and behind-the-scenes action. Stay loyal. Raider Nation will see you next time.